corner over there. A lot of people related to the zebra because of the stripes on his legs, but if you had a head, you would notice that his head is shaped like a giraffe. It also has a really long tongue like a giraffe, and that's how I know that he is cousin, not the zebra. As I mentioned before, we are in Little Terry Forest. Most of these animals will use natural coat colorations to help them hide in their backgrounds, almost like a natural camouflage. On that left-hand side, hopefully somebody's thirsty right now. If not, everyone just got really quiet for nothing.
I am thirsty, but I don't think I want to drink that. I think I'd rather have a Bebo.
Ooh, okay, I see a black rhinoceros all the way back there against that rock wall on the left-hand side. It's laying down right now. That animal can run about 35 miles per hour and weigh almost 3,000 pounds. But it is really sad to say there are less than 5,000 of them left in the world. That's due to poaching of those horns. Inside those horns, man, everyone's hiding today.
It's hot. They're hiding. I'd be hiding too.
So I'm not seeing anyone else in this immediate area. So we're going to move on into what's called the Safi River region. That's me home to one of Africa's more dangerous animals. Anyone want to take a guess on what they think it might be? No one? No one wants to take a guess? Alright, well, it's going to be that Nile hippopotamus.
It's the Nile hippopotamus.
They are vegetarians, but what makes them so dangerous is they're very territorial animals. They're about 5,500 pounds. They spend most of their day underwater, about 16 hours or so, typically only coming out at night to eat. Ooh, there's two of them on the right-hand side. If you cannot comfortably see them, friends, I'm going to go up to the left side of the river and see if we can see any more as well. So these are definitely some very dangerous animals. They can hold their breath up to about 8 minutes at a time. That's going to include while sleeping, believe it or not. It's just a lot of muscle memory. They're going to pop up, grab a really big breath, and go right back down. I hippos. Has anyone ever heard a hippo make a noise before while on safaris? It almost sounds like they're laughing. It's a really loud noise, and it's called a wheeze honk. Each wheeze honk is as individual to that hippo as your fingerprints are to you. Friends, side note, look at that duck and its little duckling. How cute is that? That's not part of the safari. I just think it's really adorable. So hanging out with those hippos are what's called pink-backed pelicans. They're going to get that name because, well, their backs turn pink during that mating season of theirs. They're colonial nesters. That means they hang out in pairs of 20 to 500. They also have a 9-foot wingspan. If you do not know, 9 feet is as wide as my canopy that is above your heads. That is right, friends. I drive a really big truck. We are coming up on a bridge that has some Nile crocodile underneath it. Please stay seated the entire time. These are very dangerous animals. These are the most colorful crocodile in Africa.
Hey, Joy.
Their main diet will
Sorry you had to cancel your trip. We feel terrible about that. Hopefully all's well with your family. We're thinking about you.
They can grow to be about 16 feet long, 500 pounds, and live to be almost 40 years old. Did anybody see any of them sitting with their mouth open like this? No. Typically, that's a very normal behavior for them to do. It's kind of like their own personal form of air conditioning. It's a way for them to let out hot air from their body.
Sounds like my mother-in-law.
So do you recognize this road? It's going to lead us into a different sort of environment.
She'll never see this.
It's called the savannah. Oh my gosh, I just saw some giraffes up ahead. But speaking of different, really quick, on that right-hand side, that is what's called a baobab tree. That's a very different looking kind of tree. Now it also has the nickname the upside-down tree or the tree of life. It's going to get that nickname because it can store hundreds of gallons of water in that trunk. That very large tree in the middle of the animal kingdom also has the nickname the Tree of Life, and that is because it is also a baobab tree. And you're really hoping to see an animal out here today that you don't end up seeing, head on over to the tree. There are over 300 animals carved on that trunk. Here's that savannah I was talking about. Wow, there's a lot of giraffes out here today. I see at least 3 already. So savannas can stretch for hundreds and hundreds of miles across West Africa. It's going to act almost like a super highway for a lot of migratory animals such as antelope and wildebeest. Alright, so there's a really good view of those giraffes right there on the right-hand side, friends. Get a really good look at those spots for me. Those are what's called Maasai giraffes. Those spots kind of have a jagged edge to them. You friends might be more familiar with what's called a reticulated giraffe. That's a giraffe with more of a net-like pattern to it. They are the tallest land mammals in the world. They'll reach heights of between 16 to 20 feet tall. Hanging out next to them, that black, white, and tan animal, those are called springbok. Springbok are the smallest antelope on the reserve. They're also one of the top 10 fastest animals in the world, reaching speeds anywhere between 50 to 60 miles per hour. They can jump about 6 feet straight up in the air or 13 feet when leaping forward. Friends, on that left-hand side by that cave, there are some African wild
hey guys, what is on? The Mr. and Mrs.
That cave as well.
3 more months, that'll come quick.
They also have the nickname the Painted Dog. That's because of those coats of theirs. These are not pets that you want at home. They are the most successful hunters in the world, catching up to 80% of what they go after. They're going to do that by running that prey for miles and miles until it drops in exhaustion.
And if you don't believe that, you're in.
They're led by one alpha male, one alpha female. They're the only 2 mating pair in that pack. Left-hand side as well, on that grassy patch, those are called stable antelope. Those are the official symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve.
As compared to the unstable
ones. Theirs help them deter predators from jumping on their backs, such as cheetahs and lions. Ooh, we're kind of up on some more giraffes. So you guys want to know why I'm jealous of giraffes? This is interesting and really sad at the same time. They spend all day eating. Well, what makes me really sad about giraffes is they only sleep about 30 minutes a day. 2 to 3 minutes at a time, never all 30 minutes at once, and typically it's going to be standing or sitting down.
Hey Kay, no, we've not been to Pandora. We're going to come back later tonight. We've got fast passes for Flight of Passage.
If a predator starts heading their way, it's really difficult for them to stand up very quickly. And he's not doing it now, but typically when he looks up and reaches for those leaves off those trees, he's going to take that 18 to 20 inch long tongue of his, wrap it around those leaves, and pluck
we
them
have
right
3
off the tree.
all in total
like a monkey's tail.
this week.
The surface of his tongue is as sticky as glue.
One tonight.
Hey Jen, yep.
There's another view of those spring.
First time seeing Pandora at night tonight. Can't wait.
I'm just going to roll by real slow. Also on the right-hand side, in between those trees, there's some white-bearded wildebeest. They're that gray animal back there. They're the most dense-packed herding animal in the world. They will herd in packs up to 1.5 million. Yes, and those herds will travel anywhere from 500 to 1,000 miles on a yearly basis when migrating. They also have the other name, gnu, spelled G-N-U. That's made for that gnu grunting noise that they make. Now on both sides of the truck, these are what's called termite mounds. Termites will make them out of saliva, dung, and dirt and let them bake in that hot savanna sun. They will then turn as hard as concrete, and elephants like to use
Tina.
really tall ones as scratching posts. And then once they wear them down, something about like the size of the 2 that we just passed, the antelope, a lot of times they're going to use them as perch points to help them find any prey that might be in the, predators that might be heading their way in the area. Ooh, there's a really good look at those giraffes. Look, let's see if we can watch them use that tongue of theirs. I see the one chewing.
Look at his face.
Alright, we're going to keep on moving, friends.
Jumbo, everyone.
So this road is hopefully going to lead us by some monkeys. They are called mandrills. Maybe even an, oh yeah, there it is, an elephant straight ahead. That elephant's hanging out by himself, so I can take the guess and say that that is most likely a male elephant, or what's called a bull elephant. I know that because Mom will typically keep those male elephants with her for about 15 years or so, and then she'll kick them out of that herd. They'll move on to form loosely knit bachelor herds, where they'll stay in solitude just like that one. Alright, well, mandrills are very shy by nature, so we're going to keep on moving in just a few moments. There's a truck ahead. So did anyone see that elephant throwing like dirt on its back or anything like that?
I didn't.
So that's a really good way for them to protect their skin from the sun. They have really sensitive skin just like you and I do. So they throw things like mud, dirt, sand, grass, hay. Sometimes you'll go out there and you'll see like a whole bale of hay just like balancing on their back. It's quite funny. But that's a way they protect themselves from that really hot sun. Oh. I think he trampled my road. Alright, well, hopefully I remember there being a bridge up ahead. Hopefully it's still standing. If not, does anyone know how to back up a 38-foot truck? Alright, I need 2 children. One's going to work the pedals, the other one's going to work the steering wheel, and we'll all work together as a team to help back them up. Any volunteers? Alright, really good news, the bridge is still standing. Not so good news. The last time I checked, there were cables attached to it. Alright, well I'm going to go pole, which means very slowly, and we'll be fine. Alright, front tires, back tires. Oh look, you were all nervous something bad was going to happen. This is Disney, nothing bad ever happens.
I'm sorry, I saw somebody said something, but I didn't see what it was.
These look like what's called red clay pits. Oh my gosh, look, there are tusk marks in the red clay. There's footprints over here as well. There's an elephant right there too. Oh. How cool is that? So typically elephants will eat that red clay. Kind of like a vitamin and mineral. Oh, there's another one back there as well. It's kind of like a vitamin and mineral they don't normally get in their diet. Their main diet will consist of anywhere from 300 to 500 pounds of daily vegetation. They are a matriarchal society, which means, yes, those ladies are running the show. More in particular, though, Grandma is running
Isn't that how it always is?
She's the most experienced out of that herd, so she's going to know where all the best watering holes are, where all the best snacks are, and the best way to protect that herd from predators. It is really sad to say humans are going to be elephants' greatest predator. Close to 100 of them are killed on a daily basis. That's going to be either for those ivory tusks or because they're trampling farmers' crops. Friends, there's a baby elephant on that left-hand side. So
oh, you're welcome. We're happy to share.
Disney's conservation team found out that elephants are afraid of honeybees. Yeah, isn't that crazy? So they started building beehive fences around those crops. The crops were saved, the elephants were saved, and the farmers came out with a new crop to sell, that being that honey from those bees. So it's just kind of a win-win-win for everybody in that situation. If anyone is interested in checking out those beehive fences, there are samples of them up at Rafiki's Planet Watch.
There's the baobab tree, right?
My goodness, they're everywhere today. Soon to be on that left-hand side, friends, these are my personal favorite animal. That's going to be that greater flamingo. They're the tallest flamingo in Africa, also the lightest of pink. You may notice a few of them, especially like this one on the end right there. He has a gray head. That's a juvenile flamingo. After hatching, it takes them about a year to a year and a half to achieve that light pink color you are also used to. That's through that brine shrimp that they eat as their diet. Ooh, this is interesting. We're coming up on a mud pit. So just like those elephants back there, white rhinos have really sensitive skin. And that's their form of sunscreen sitting right there in the middle of that little open area. They roll around that mud and let it bake on their skin.
So you don't need oil of Olay. Just rub mud on you.
So I know a lot of you are thinking, but didn't the white rhino just go extinct? The last male white rhino that just passed
you.
away was a northern white rhino. The ones here on the reserve are southern white rhinos. Friends, there's an ostrich on that right-hand side. That's the largest bird in the world. Also the fastest bird in the world. Oddly enough, though, they do not use those large wings to fly. It's going to help them change directions while running those really fast speeds. Friends on the hillside, there's those white rhinos.
Oh, there he is.
So obviously they're not white at all. Their name kind of got lost in translation. Comes from the Africa.
Animal.
There's another view of those white rhinos.
Neat.
Look, he's wearing that fashion. Oh, there's a few of them. I see at least 3 or 4 of them back there. This one's going to be really hard to see. All the way back there, there are 2 trees. In between the 2 trees, there are 2 cheetahs laying down. It's really hard to see. So really terrifying information about them. They can run 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds. That's not the scary part, though. The scary part is my truck only goes 8 miles an hour. Gotta do that really horrifying math. This is it right here, people. As fast as I go.
Yeah, but the good thing is we can just throw the kids out there and slow them down.
And there are 2 lions up there. There's a male and a female. They're going to use these Copley rocks kind of like perch points. It's going to help them find any prey that might be in the area. That male lion right there is doing what lions do best, and that is definitely going to be sleep. They typically sleep about 16 to 20 hours a day, saving up most of their energy for that nighttime hunt. Females will do most of the hunting, while that male's going to stay behind and protect that pride. That's going to include things like cubs and territory. Right hand side of the truck. It's a rear end of a white rhino. There's also some zebras over there, but I'm going to go around the corner and hopefully get a better view of them. There's those white rhinos. Oh, there's some more ostriches back there as well. So does anybody know what Simba in Swahili means? It means lion. What about Mufasa? Anyone want to give that one a shot? King. So, Simba, Mufasa,
I knew that.
Lion King. You all know
I'm lying.
Disney. Left-hand side, friends, there are 2 warthogs by that tree. Now, Pumbaa in Swahili means foolish one. It's actually kind of really oddly named, though, because warthogs are very smart creatures. They're going to use those big noses and tusks of theirs to help them dig out those burrows. But here's actually what makes them smart. If they're feeling particularly lazy that day, they're just going to steal someone else's burrow instead. Coming up on both sides of the truck, well, on the left-hand side, there's a zebra. On the right-hand side, there's a zebra and 2 zebras and 3 ostriches. So zebras, anyone want to take a guess at this one? Are they black with white stripes or white with black stripes? There's an answer. It's black with white stripes. Take a good look at those noses. They have black tipped noses. That's how we take that guess. Now, it's very true what they say. Each individual stripe pattern on a zebra is going to be unique to that animal, as unique as your fingerprints are to you. And a lot of people think that they are docile creatures, but they actually have a kid powerful enough to break a lion's jaw. Did anyone else see the ostrich eggs on the ground back there? Those eggs can weigh about 3 pounds each, and an average-sized human man can stand on one without breaking them. That's how tough those shells are.
It's a heck of an omelet.
It was really funny. The other day, there was one sitting right here, but I think the one ostrich took it and buried it somewhere else. Up on the right. Oh, there's a lot going on in here. Okay, so there are 2 black, white, and pink birds. Those are called yellow-billed stork. They are carnivorous, and they like to eat snakes, fish, frogs, maybe even other small birds. And that antelope right there, that's called a scimitar horned oryx. What's really unique about that antelope is he can reach a body temperature of about 115 degrees before even breaking a sweat. He's going to be able to do that because the sun's going to come down and lift off that white coat of his. You can go about 9 months without drinking water. But fear not, friends, if there is a fresh source nearby, they will drink. I have some sad news. We're really close to the end of our safari. Thank you all very much for choosing to take part of your day and spend it here with me. Now, if you did enjoy your time out there on the reserve, come back and see us again. It will always hold true, whether it's 5 minutes from now or even 5 years from now. No two safari is ever going to be the same. The animals out there definitely make sure of it. Now, we're looking for any sort of different animal experience. We can head on over to that Rafiki's Planet Watch, as I mentioned earlier. They have a sample of that beehive fence that I talked about. They also have the offices where the veterinarians work. And they have what's called the affection section. You can go pet a few familiar barnyard friends, such as pigs, goats, sheep, donkeys, and a few others as well. Or you can
I just want to jump in that.
The Lion King. That's the #1 rated show across all of Disney property. They have a show every hour on the hour. Last one is at 7 o'clock tonight. 5 Mini Wilderness Explorers on my truck. The name of my truck is the Simba 1. That is spelled S-I-M-B-A and the #1. If anyone has any questions, my windows are always open. Once again, friends, my name is Brittany C. And here at Kilimanjaro Safaris, we do not like to say goodbye. It is far too sad and far too permanent, so instead, in just a moment, I'm going to tell you Kwaherini, which means to go well.
All right. Thanks, guys. Catch you on